Work in progress covered in this episode, everybody. I've marked out these penetrations where the two doors are going to be for this bulkhead. I've now marked where the framing is for the bed base. Okay, so as mentioned in the boat, I've marked out these penetrations where the two doors are going to be for this bulkhead underneath the V-berth. Had a good think about whether this is the sort of size that I want them, and I feel pretty confident. So the plan will be to use the drill bit to make some lines so that I can keep the cutout fairly fine on these doors, just in case I decide to use these as the actual doors later. By maybe, I had a thought about maybe I could slot the inside of these and actually use that as the door. Not sure, I'll have a think about it. The other thing to say is the face of this, the part that will be seen, is actually going to be painted white. So regarding the doors, if I do decide to use these, I'll be able to put a nice profile moulding around the outside of them and possibly slot the insides of this in order to make it a usable door and reuse it, not throw it away. So that's the plan. So the idea with this is to just make a little V slot in two corners so that I can get the jigsaw blade down there. So that's that. Two penetrations for the two doors. Will be good because it'll keep it all ventilated. After sanding all of these edges on the cutouts, it was back to further epoxy coating to both of the forward bulkheads. Moving on to the bed base here, as you can see. So I've just placed this on top, and what I'm going to do now is I want to mark where the frames are for two reasons. One is I want to drill the ventilation holes in the bed base, as I explained before, everything needs to have ventilation holes. So I'm going to just hop inside, mark where the frame is so that I've got a reference point of where I can put these ventilation holes. And the second reason is I'm making a hatch out of this bulkhead on this side, which will allow me to get access into that forward space underneath the bed berth. Here I'm not going to be having any hatches on top because I'm going to be having doorways here, and so I won't need any access from the top. Those two doors, full spaces there, will allow full access into this space underneath. So what I'm doing here, as I explained before, is I've now marked where the framing is for the bed base, and that gives me the areas inside of those frames where I can put the penetration holes for the ventilation. In case any of this is coming through, what I've done is made a grid, as you saw before, with marking out where the framing is, and so I've just got these crosses on all the places where I'm going to be having the ventilation holes. That's the hatch that I'll cut out, you'll see that later. So just little pencil marks marking all that out. So now I shall set the drill up with the hole saw and cut those out. So now obviously I need to flip it over and drill them all the way through from the other side. So join me next episode, folks, where the good woodwork continues. Loving it. As you've seen, I've cut these ventilation holes in the bed base. Here's another panel which will actually join to this one, which I'll show in a moment.